Hello, I'm IBX Toy Cat, and live streams have gotten a little bit different on YouTube. Oh, and there's a bunch of mobs hanging out over here. Hello, I'm IBX Toy Cat, and welcome back to Void Flat. This is episode 5 of the series, where I'm trying to survive on Minecraft's hardest super flat preset. This is clearly just meant for creative. It's a 33 by 33 stone block, but we managed to get all of this in pure survival, and you all know how much I love pure survival, but you also know how badly I feel like I need to sleep, which is why, oh no, my bed is too far this way. But if I sleep over here, maybe? No, that's not going to do it either. Well, I have a bit of a problem, and if you know what it's like to have a problem, oh no, all the mobs are going to just walk off, and that'll solve it for me, I guess. Anyway, hello, I'm IVX Toy Cat, and in a matter of time, I will be able to sleep, because I've been trying to get pretty good at sleep hygiene recently, in Minecraft. Not so much in the real world. I've gotten into using my phone in bed in the real world. It's great. It's if you just don't care about, how things are, it's like, yeah, what if instead of sleeping, you got instant gratification from things that absolutely you would not do any other time and will not matter in the slightest in the morning. It's great. Hello everyone though, I'm glad that Saphira Leander loves this series. I finally got to sleep. And I'm glad to see you all today on this delightful one. It is, oh, we got a lot of burning mobs. That is what I want to be able to see. And so we're going to just break through here in the morning. Hope there's no... Okay, there's a... So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you something tactical here, right? If you want to attack mobs, but you don't want them to attack you, the easiest way is simple. All you got to do is have a little one-block gap like this, where they can't get through to you. It really handily works against spiders. It will work against creepers, and it will work against every other mob in Minecraft. Wait, that skeleton's not dying, because, oh, he's got a hat on. It'll work against every mob in Minecraft, and it feels like something that would be great if you could take full advantage of it, but it's very tricky to do exactly that. Is there a second skeleton? There is. He's just... Okay. So I'm going to run in and I'm going to attack this guy first. Let's get some criticals. Oh, he's got his hat on. Let's give him some protection. Okay, hello, my BX Toy Cat, and this is a flustered start to the stream, but I've got a lot I want to do today, and so how about we dream? I can't let myself read in bed, because if I do, I read until 4 a.m. Yeah, that's exactly... Oh, no. Okay, I got at least 2 of my cobblestone back, but God, was that awful. That was entirely unnecessary. Unforced error, chat. Okay, so, man, I'm so pissed I can't do my custom sprite seed map. But we can, because we can edit terrain generation on Bedrock. Wait, your own custom sprite seed map? Sounds cool. I don't understand what you said, and I cannot give you any comment on it, but I feel the emotion of being upset that you can't do something. Hopefully that is enough for you. Okay, so hello, I'm IBX Toy Cat. Welcome to episode 5 of Super Flat, and the goal today is to get my mob grinder functional. I have been thinking about this mob grinder design quite a bit, because I've always heard that if you ever look it up, the best mob grinder is that one with the water I did in my last Hardcore Super Flat series. But actually, I don't think that this is correct for if you are in a perfect circumstance like we are, because I've been getting much better rates with this than I ever do with that. What is the reason behind my rates being different? I don't know. Maybe it's just vibes. Maybe if I measured it, it would be the same. But I'm going to be using a system like this, but I'm going to funnel the mobs into one point where they have to, hypothetically go up on a block like this, and where I can attack them from below it. This is my plan, this is the goal, and it's going to be great. So, yeah, I hope you're doing great today, chat. Man, I have some updates to share with you all. About let's start like I usually believe that this is like a series, we're doing it live. This one I feel like I'm a little bit flustered. I'm very like I started amazingly and then I was like, oh god, what's happening here? And now my life feels a little bit ruined. But hello everyone, how's it going? Let's take a second and just sit back and relax. Yeah, I don't know what happened. My brain just turned to jelly. There's this funny thing. Apparently it's like just the human condition that if you stare into lights, like you activate like a fight or flight mode. It's just it's a weird thing. But like right now, I don't know what happened, but everything that was in my brain, everything I was ready to like do and say, just vanished. And now I have no idea. Now I have no idea what I'm doing or what I'm up to or how we're doing anything today. But yeah, so I'm gonna start kind of casually, okay? And so hello everyone. I'm IBX Toy Cat. It's been a nice hot day today in the UK. Although it means I do need to open my window. Oh. Anyway, hello everyone. How's it going? You having a good Thursday evening? I hope you are. I am playing some of my favorite right now Minecraft to play. I think I've gotten to the point where most of my goals have gone easier, but I still do have to contend with how exactly I intend to have functional super flat. Do you want to have any permanent babies in your Let's Play worlds? Sounds very sus. Yeah, I feel like permanent babies does sound incredibly sus. Before you say it like that, and now you've said it like that, it sounds even worse. So chat, this is my sprite is an old seed that spawns you on an island with two
Sprite is an old seed that spawn you on an island with 2 moose or islands and a few outskirt islands and just 1 tree. I wanted an infinite ocean with caves etc. so no other land spawns.
Oh, yeah, okay, this is proving a point which I think is becoming increasingly popular. The idea that, like, yeah, actually sometimes you don't want an infinite world is quite confusing to some, but not to others. Your brain just turned to slime. It did, yeah, I was confused. So, hello, everyone. I'm at BX Toy Cat, and let's... Oh, look at that cloud. Oh, it's not a cloud, it's the, it's the sun going through my little mob grinder. Super, super interesting. Who is this? What on earth are you doing? Scott's Pilgrim, Grim, FMFFR. You ask a very good question, and so allow me to give you a very good answer. I'm IBX Toy Cat, and this is the 32 by 32 stone world that exists so that you can have a pure void to build out of. Doing it in survival, of course, is insane, but you know how much I love a good bit of insane. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Our area for collecting the mobs is still not correctly sized by any means, but it's something we still have got to work on. But instead, I think my main priority should be both getting emeralds, that's super important, and on putting a roof over this. Although I want to do like an inverted pyramid kind of shape. I think one of my mistakes that I've made that's going to be very hard to fix once this actually gets turned on is I think I've made this first layer too wide. I have the idea of what if we make the second layer just this big, but then make it, say, impossible for a mob to fall down here, and instead force the mobs to fall down here. We could have like an inverted pyramid that can deliberately funnel everything down to the bottom. And then all we have to do is remove a few of these blocks on the outskirts, and then, you know, instead of having ladders here, we place full blocks here. And then that would also help us, like, build out the outside. It's an idea I just had. Just before starting the stream, I was like, yeah, actually, rather than just having a big grid, because that can get mobs trapped in there, and it doesn't actually funnel the mobs towards me well, what if I deliberately funnel all of the mobs into one place? That way it also avoids the problem of all the mobs coming onto me. Also, I like baby turtles most out of the new mob designs. I think clearly what I've got to do is go through all of the mobs and do like a tier list of what I actually think now that they're locked in. Like sometimes, like the baby villager, I was like, oh yeah, this is so clearly wrong. It's not even worth looking at. But there is a problem where if you assume that, then if everyone assumes that, then they don't fix it. They just go, oh, people seem to not hate this as much as we were expecting, so what are you going to do about it? But that is a major problem. So yeah, what I'm thinking is if we don't place blocks here, we could remove these little corners there and just make that bottom layer a little bit easier to move all the mobs into. I don't think we're going for like a perfect 2x2 funnel, But imagine if we took all of these edges here. So this one, that one. Then we could make that bottom layer a heck of a lot smaller. Which would be good. We could make it wide and that'd be perfectly fine. Because then we can move all the mobs once they hit the bottom. But still, that looks like it's being built from pallets. I'm glad you're loving my pallet home that I'm choosing to live in right now. So yeah, that means that we place just a block over here. And then all of these are going to be, yeah, just walled in. It feels wrong, but it should still work. Yeah, this is right. Feels wrong is right. Or maybe we could even use this as spawnable surface. Yeah, if we deliberately... Yeah, instead of placing it a block up, chat, I just had an idea right now. What if we instead just make this more surface for mobs to spawn on? Again, in theory, mobs could get stuck up here. But as long as we force the mob to spawn and go downwards, we'll be good. Not sure an inverted pyramid would funnel mobs without water, though. Maybe I'm missing something. So, but like, imagine it like this, though, Dasher. If my theory can be explained better. If I have this platform just be 6 blocks wide, then now it will funnel blocks inwards. Because right now, I guess when it's a 2x2 platform, they almost certainly will go down. When it's a 2x6 platform, are they guaranteed to move down? Especially if it's, say, 2x10 instead. If we remove these ladders and made them more blocks, but just made a bunch of ways off, would that still work in the way that I'm envisioning? I'm not entirely sure that it would. That is something seriously worth considering. So yeah, we're just gonna jump back up over here, back down here. A lot of scary jumps we have to do. It is sad because while we're doing this, we seem to be slightly too far away from the slime chunk to actually get any slimes, and that is one of the most important things here to me. Getting a bunch of slimes moving. Hey, Toy Cat, we need to survive. I mean, do we need to survive? I mean, we all need to survive in, you know, like, one sense of that word. But, like, how important is it, really? I think lighting up this area should be a good goal. Because if I wait for mobs to spawn, then I just get a couple of skeleton arrows, and, you know, then I lose more of my blocks to stuff like this. It's worth thinking about. Are you using a controller? Genuinely asking. I come in peace. Yeah, it's become trendy to play on controller again. Thanks to Legacy Console. People remember, like, oh yeah, this game is pretty solid, actually. Can Minecraft live stream Do You Survive? Can Minecraft live stream Do You Survive? Yes! Well, actually, I mean, I don't know if I'll not die. But the cool thing about this world is the challenge is how far can we get? What can we do? Dying is fine, unless we lose something mission critical, which right now there's a lot of things that are... Like, there's so many backups for most things that are mission critical that I'm not really too worried about it. But, yeah, we should be pretty good. But, speaking of being pretty good, let's take some of our bone meal and let's grow some trees. It is annoying that we still have to do this for the most part, but the basic plan is still the same. We want to grow a lot of acacia trees. If they grow themselves, that's great. If they won't grow themselves, then I'll have to do it for them. And that's not so great, but it is the reality sometimes. So now place this block, but over, I don't know, like here. And that should be one more tree. Easy peasy. I know it's not been long, but I have missed you. Odd, because you have no idea who I am, and you're on holidays for weeks, and I didn't miss you then. Really, you did? I mean, first of all, you know, weirdly, that's meant to be like a good thing, but like that's like a weird fear as a, you know, as a content creator or influencer or whatever job title you feel like calling this. I do think that's like hugely interesting and, you know, borderline concerning. No, yeah, I never really I think it's I think the live streams are something I really, really enjoy. But I was trying to think about more realistically. I was like, I should do fewer, longer live streams. I think that definitely fits way better. I think at least, like, certainly in my, like, phase I'm at right now. Like, I like streaming, but it's, like, not the thing that makes or breaks things. Well, I mean, it might be the thing that breaks things. I don't know about that. But That's where I'm like at in terms of decision making. But I also think that like a good series here or there. Chat. Let me tell you about my life because it relates to this series, but it takes a second to get there. So if you can follow me on a little journey here. Yeah, follow me on a journey as I talk about my life, if you dare. Okay, so chat. I went to a this week has been a really good one. I've had a week of my life that's just been filled with cool stuff. And I say that not as a brag. I say that as a just I don't know. It's like I think it's a life that would have terrified me. If I were to tell myself from X number of years ago that it's the life I was living. But it's also a life that's like, oh yeah, this is chill. This is what I want to do. I feel like I've like hit a stride. I'm in a good spot with life. At least right this second. There are big problems and things to solve, but I had a good week is what I'm just trying to say that, right? I had a nice stride this week. But one of the things that happened in this week that I just described is being pretty good, hitting a nice stride, etc. One of the things that happened this week was I think what we'll do is every here or there, we'll place like blocks like this, and then put slabs on these, and that will stop mobs spawning here, and also we'll make sure they fall down where they're meant to. Okay, easy peasy. So chat, yeah, I had a real nice stride this week, but also I was having a drink at a very fun place in Barcelona. I've got a reason that I was there. I'll explain it at some point in the future. But it was a very frivolous reason to be in. It was Madrid actually. I ate it. So I ordered a dumpling at this like Japanese Spanish bar, and I ordered this dumpling, and one of the weirdest things, at least to me, that I can describe happened after I ordered this dumpling, because I really badly chipped my tooth on the dumpling. I think this corner is probably also going to have to be slabs to stop mobs going on it. Yeah, I think I'm going really freestyle with this design right now, chat, but I think I get the fundamentals well enough that it should work anyway. That is my hope. Let's see if I am correct. Okay, so now we just place ladders all along here. We make it really easy for mobs to fall off the edge, and hopefully they choose to do so. We don't want them falling off the edge over here, though, so this also needs to be a block. So let's make sure that it is also a block. Easy peasy. Okay, we worked it out. So anyway, chat, I ordered a dumpling at this like Japanese Spanish bar, and again, it's a dumpling. Can you picture like I guess gyoza is the right word if you can picture one of those. And I bit into this gyoza, and it was like I bit into the hardest stone in the universe. And so as I bit it, it felt like my entire mouth just crumbled. Right, chat? Like I don't know if you've. I felt this before in my life, like, oh god, so many of my teeth must be gone. But they never actually are. But as I like, as I'm like dealing with it, it's funny, the moment I do this, like a guy comes over and he's like, have you ever tried teriyaki? And I'm just like, no. Right now, no. I've got my entire mouth is full into pieces. I think because you're on holiday, I believed you deserved and needed it, so I did miss you. Did that make sense? Because that'd be selfish of me. That's very healthy parasocial boundaries right there. That is the healthiest. I mean, like, maybe even just like in life in general. Like, I feel like, I imagine that if I left all of my friends, I feel like within like 3 months, people would be like, oh yeah, there's a guy I used to know. You have to like rebuild the relationship almost from scratch. Maybe that's me being cynical. Maybe that's not actually true, but it feels like it is. So yeah, we want to remove these ladders here, and maybe even, yeah, we want to place blocks here such that mobs don't ever come off the side here. This is getting really weird, chat. I think I am removing some of the elegance of this design for not a particularly great reason. But, oh god, we're still going to work with it. Nonetheless. Okay, so we just place that as a solid block. And then we'll do the same over here. And hopefully, this makes a much better mob spawning platform design. These ladders over there are going to be for nothing. I can break them later, but not right now. And the same over here. So by doing this, we're decreasing the number of blocks that mobs can actually fall through. And that is really useful to me. There we go. Yeah, this is good. We still probably have to cover these up and remove the ladders. We'll just do it like this for now. But for now, easy peasy chat. We go around and we do this everywhere. And then that way there's only this many spawn holes. And we could even remove some of those. Whichever ones aren't over this right now, or whichever ones are, maybe. Then we'll have a nice, small, limited area that's 6 blocks wide and like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 blocks long. That looks good. So yeah, I had a, you generally don't expect a dumpling to be tougher than you. Yeah, the dumpling was a lot tougher than me, and it destroyed. And so I had something, this is the dumbest thing. But in that moment, it felt like the biggest, most serious thing ever. Like, oh my god, so because I checked, I chipped a tooth disastrously. It felt like there is a giant hole. I could show you my teeth right now, but I kind of don't want to, chat. You know, I have this giant hole in my teeth now because a dumpling chipped it. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like, man, and that's just now that, you know, the rest of my life will be I will now have a hole in my tooth from this dumpling. You know, like a permanent consequence to a decision that I didn't even really make. You know, I didn't decide to eat a tough food. I ate one of the softest foods out there. You know, it's like saying, you know, I broke a teeth eating soup or something. Like it's just it's a thing you don't really expect. Okay, so let's place blocks over there, as well as, of course, blocks over here. And there we go. Yeah, this is coming together nicely. It's a tiny bit confusing, trying to follow it all. But once we have this together, we'll have basically the same efficiency, but it will drop into a smaller place, into a better place, and it'll be great. But yeah, Microcraft Slob Edition. You just gotta call it Micro Slob, man. The joke's right. The pun's right there. What is the point of this series? Says Ninja New Edilie. I want to build a beautiful house, and I want to have a villager to keep me company in it. Like, what's the point of having a great house if you don't have great company? That dumpling has self-defense. Yeah, the dumpling legitimately had a self-defense tactic. It did not want to be eaten, and it did a great job at telling me not to. But yeah, anyway, so the point I'm trying to say here is that after that happened, I felt like, man, this whole trip, everything I've done, anything, like, I wish I'd never done anything. You know, like, there's this real, like, just instinctive, like, oh, I hate everything in my life kind of moment. I don't know how better to put it, but it really was like a, you know, like wanting to retreat back from the world and everything and be like, how does this happen? You know, why does this happen to me? And then, like, you know, even though, like, now I'm, like, on day 3 of it, I'm feeling a little bit better. And, like, I realized, like, it's, like, 1/12 of my tooth that's missing. Or, like, 1/6, maybe. It's somewhere between. It's, like, it's not more than 20% of my tooth. It's a small little portion. It's hurting my tongue, because it's like there's a sharp piece of my thing. Like, I've got this crazy jagged tooth, because it's chipped off. It's like having a glass shard in there, but it's a bone shard. And it's funny, because it's a, yeah, Robot Slaver. I'm getting close to forcing you to, explain yourself, or we're gonna have to, I'm gonna stop reading your comments, I think, soon. But yeah, okay, so I had this, like, big thing, but then kind of, like, this morning I woke up and I was like, yeah, and that's how it is now. You know, like, 2 days of, like, oh dear God, oh dear God. And then it like, happens and it's fine. And you're like, oh yeah, that's how, like, all change is, right? When change is first happening, it's freaky. You know, especially change that you haven't asked for. It's like, you know, but really, like, it's not even the most memorable part of the trip to me right now. It's not the most memorable part of my week. What is the most memorable part of my week is I went to go see a performance of a thing playing live, like a live music thing, and I this is something I literally just haven't done until, like, 2 years ago, chat. It's not in my repertoire of things to do, and so I did this this week, and I realized, like, every single live act, be it comedian, like, every type of live show has, like, a pre-show, and I was thinking, like, that's something we should do. It's something that's, like, scary to set up. Like, what would I have for a pre-show? What does that even mean? But I think having, like, a type of pre-show that's, like, a, you know, content that people would want to see anyway. You know, like, maybe, like, a realm review, but, you know, like, or, you know, that sort of idea. And I was like, we should do that. We should have a little segment of checking out, we should have a little thing, or, you know, like, call it an opener, call it a whatever. But it's an idea that just hit me as, like, that would be really smart, wouldn't it? That would be a, you know, some people might be there just for that. It might be a good way to, like, ease people into the stream. You know how streams start, and it's just the person being like, I will be starting streaming soon? That's lame. Wouldn't it be more fun if you were seeing someone's Minecraft world? Or whatever else? I mean, obviously, right now, I can't join people's Minecraft realms. But you get the idea. You get the idea, okay? Also, I'm going to combine some swords together, because I think my swords are desperately low and need the attention. So that's 3 swords to make 1, and then we'll come in here, and we'll make another couple swords, and maybe another axe as well. Just, you know, staying on top of things. Oh, that's not what I needed to do. So, there we go. That's the 3rd axe. I'm surprised we're going through so many. I guess because I'm reconfiguring my whole thing over here. Also, there is a slime. I'm just complaining about the lack of these guys. So, glad to see him at this point. My front tooth turned grey and died when I slammed my face into a chair, says Jonathan King. Oh, that is horrifying. That is very horrifying. But yeah, there's a lot of, like, scary changes that, like, I realized, you know, actually, and conversely, I've been thinking, like, so I had a really good week, and now that means that necessarily next week, you know, even just the second half of this week won't be as good as this week. I don't have any weekend plans. I don't have any, I don't have a lot of anything massive going on or anything. But, you know, necessarily it means next week will be worse than this week. And I think a lot of people, like, hear that and go, like, no, next week must be better. Whereas I kind of see it as like, and that's nice. That's you know, it might actually be scary. It might actually be like, oh, I don't want this. I wanna have a time as good as this one. But to share my thought as correctly as I can here with you, I think it's not such a bad thing. Also, my 9-year-old chipped 3 teeth and claims not to remember how. I forgot why my credit card statement was so high this month, then remembered after I looked back. Sorry to hear that. Man, chipping 3 teeth. Oh, that's too many. That is quite literally too many. Okay, I'm going to go get the coordinates for the actual inside of my mob grinder now and go work them out. And then come down and put that together. I think I'm going to build a 3rd level to the mob grinder, and then I'm going to build a roof after that. It'd be cool if the pre-show could start on the scheduled time, but I'm a dreamer. Well, in theory, if I, like, set up the pre-show as being, like, if I, you know, invite a guest onto the pre-show, you know, as long as they don't run on Soycat time, you could use that as, like, a solution. And then, well, I guess the problem would be, like, what about the handover between the... Anyway, it's one of those ideas I think is actually, like, a really good one. It's one of those, like, this is a really good idea. I'm surprised people don't do this more. And even if it's only good, even if it's not that good of an idea and everyone hates it and statistically no one watches it, then it'd still be like, well, that was a fun thing to try. Also, I think I should probably put one of these in the middle here. I think we can't have this many blocks be this close together otherwise. Also, if the mobs go down there, will they fall straight to their death? I think they will. So definitely at least the corners. So let's remove these ladders. Get those back. At least these ladders we're going to have be here. And then we're going to have to place a block of fake blocks over here. Just to make sure that mobs actually fall down. Oh yeah, because this is way... Oh no, yeah, the way this should be done is not in the over here. It should be in the corners, I guess. So... Yeah, the pre-stream, the girlfriend going through the Let's Play house, making the curtains match. Thank you, Gerald K, for becoming a channel member. Massive appreciation. I hope that you have a good time over here. Yeah, there's a bit of a problem with these sides, actually, is that they're always going to... Okay, I might have hit a problem with this idea. I might have hit the logical point where it breaks. Because we can have mobs fall off here, but now this is, like, quite a wide area where mobs might not fall off. Or they might not want to fall off, at least. Which is the same, equally sized problem. Yeah, I wonder if Robot Slaver swaps back and forth between YouTube and Discord and just types stuff with real context in chat, doesn't realize it. Yeah, it could be like it could be a bit, you know, like, that could be... Yeah, it is very confusing otherwise, though. So if we put this here, we can't have this here. This is going to be blocked off, like this. Which means probably also the same is true over here. I mean, it's not blocked off here, it's just there are blocks. I mean, it seems to work on that side. There's no reason it shouldn't work over here too. But I'll put blocks here nonetheless. Like, put a block in each of these corners. And then that creates this pattern, chat. So now, by removing these... Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to go pick those up later. But now, by placing this here, we've created our pattern. Is this good enough to actually have mobs go down? My plan is yes. Yeah, most of the blocks that they can walk to are still down, and so they should still do that. Obviously, now we can test it because it's raining, which means it's daytime darkness, as far as anyone and everyone is concerned. But yeah, how well this goes is going to be an interesting thing to see. Okay, let's grab these ladders. Let's check these coordinates. So it's going to be minus 19. No, minus 36, minus 19. All the way up to minus 20, minus 31, minus 36. Wait, what the heck's happening there? So minus 31, minus 36. All the way over to minus 20, minus 31, I think. Yeah, minus 20... Oh, no, that doesn't make any sense. Minus 36, minus 30, minus 20, minus 30... Yeah, that makes perfect sense. 2026, 2030. So now we build our little platform around that simple idea. And while we do so, mobs could fall from the sky. So I do have to be careful about that. But 26, I think it was? Here? Oh, I need more slabs. This is not going to do. But I'm going to be placing blocks around the edge of those numbers. Toycat Standard Time has some wild daylight savings. He changes all the time. I'm actually amazed how consistent it stays, even when I'm specifically not trying. It's one of those funny things, like, from your perspective, it's like, wow. Stream time swings, like, half an hour back, half an hour forwards. But from my perspective, it's like, I stream at the end of the day. It's like a fun little thing. I think I do outdo most of you for two stories. You might remember Extraction, which was a root embedded in my jawbone. After 3 grown men tried to pull it out, they had to break my jaw to succeed. Yeah, you know, that's a good reminder. But, like, yeah, I had a dramatic little moment, and I was like, okay. And it's fine. It's chill. It's good. This felt like a life-defining, life-ruining moment. But it really wasn't. So this can't be right. I said minus 20, minus 26, but clearly it's minus 20, minus 28. Yeah, minus 20 is definitely the start, though. So minus 19 on this side is where we can start placing, like, fences or slabs or whatever it's going to end up being. Oh, chat. I'm beyond lost now, though. So minus 19. We slab here. Oh, God. And then we go to the left one block. No, wait. We're definitely under the correct blocks here. So minus 20. Is this also under... Oh, yeah, because minus 30 was the first block. I think I just messed that up. So here, this is one of the corners. Then one of the corners was minus 20, minus 36. So this is one of the corners, meaning this is the outside edges. Then the other side is over here at minus 30. I think I said 30. I think it's actually 32, though. So here and there and everywhere. Do the same. And then we'll go over here to just match in the middle. I'm very scared something falls down. I am very unprepared and undefended right now. More of a return wife says, Gerald K. It is, yeah, you literally have a lobster roll. I did not see that, but you are, what is, instead of, what is the equivalent of a wife coming back after a long time? Like, thank you for annulling the divorce, Gerald K. Is that the correct way to get that? Thank you. No. Oh! Creepers are the worst. Chat, I know I'm not having a controversial opinion when I say this, but man, creepers are the worst. Also, I can't see if zombies are coming to attack me, and they will knock me off the edge if they try. So good news is I'm just gonna keep on attacking, and I'm dead. Oh, okay. So I'm going to spawn right there next to a zombie who has a sword. Oh, what happened? Okay, I broke a slime block. Oh, I'm getting murdered by a zombie with a sword. My sword again, to be precise. Just to really rub it in here. Absolutely crazy. No more dealing with mobs in the house. We're lighting this place up. I was saying to myself, like, well, actually, it kind of makes some sense. But no, I don't think it does. I think this area needs to be lit, chat. This and that. No more mob craziness. No more loss of everything. Oh, there's another hole. Oh, I'm playing horrifically all of a sudden. I love that the member music hasn't changed since the 2020 live streams. When they make a better Minecraft song, we'll change the music to match it. Okay. But yeah, how is everyone doing today? You having a good stream, chat? I hope you are. Yeah, I'm having a good series, I think. I'm really enjoying the... Oh, wait, where did it... Okay, so I think I must have... Oh, no. How much went over the edge, chat? Did I have anything dangerous on me? I did need to die anyway, just to adjust my stuff. But I'm really not a fan of how much this is digging into my supplies. So now we're going to get all of our bone blocks out. We're going to make a bunch of bone meal. Oh, we got a lot of bone blocks. Going to make a bunch of bone meal. Combine that with my existing bone meal. And we'll use it just to really re-up on our supplies, such that we can run our farm properly. We'll run it tonight a little bit. No, yeah, I wanted to run it during the rain, chat, but I messed up there. Is there a law behind the new wife thing? Chat, I had a pretty... I think the law behind it is simple. I think we kind of made the joke that, like, yeah, you're joining like a... Yeah, it's like a harem, you know? I think was where the whole thing started. And then, obviously, it was a... It's a fun one to look into. So, yeah, how about that weather, chat? Is it hot where you are today? It's hot where I am today. I am gonna take a little drink. I did a little bit of yelling last night. It's my voice. It's funny, you can like maybe just about hear it in today's video when that goes out. But like it hit a little bit of like oh. I thought that was fun. I mean, it's not. It's like a scary thing that your voice is a finite quantity. Yeah, I'm kind of used to the idea that actually that's the opposite of what's true. I'm playing Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, and I love it. Hey, nice. There's a spider on you. I'm happy to hear about that. I am Desert Well, says Tujova. Who else is doing Desert Well today? Haul 2 heavy grocery bags to the 6th floor of my apartment building. Exercise. Do you have a lift? Because that does change the calculus there entirely. Honestly, I think a lot about how there are some things in culture where it's just assumed like, oh yeah, you have infinite bag. Like the idea of like if you can only go to like if you have to haul up to your apartment every time, that really limits what you're going to be buying at the store. But also it limits how frequently you want to go. Because you'd rather haul one bag twice a week than 2 bags once a week, or 4 bags every 2 weeks or whatever. I think that's hugely interesting. Okay, so chat, let's look down and let's see if we've correctly lined this up. It looks like I slightly overestimated it. But otherwise, we look pretty good. We look pretty good here, I would say. So we've got a functional mob grinder. With we haven't sorted these yet. We still have to put a bunch of blocks up to stop mobs from falling down this way. So every time there are ladders that go like this, we instead place blocks on top of them, like this. And that makes sure that mobs do not go down there. I mean, realistically, without the ladders, they probably still wouldn't, but it helps. So then we'll do the same over here. And then also the same over here. And then also the same over here. And over here. Theoretically, spiders could spawn on these, but that's fine. Okay, then the same over here. And then finally, the same over here. This is quite a dramatic change to the mob grinder. But now when nighttime comes, we've got it all ready to test in its current form. And as we build future floors, like the next floor up, we can build it so that, like, hypothetically, just to build one level of it right now, the next level would look like this. And then you'd have, like, a ladder on the side of that to bring the mobs down to these layers. And you just have to make sure that they don't fall onto the bits that look like this. Yeah, chat, this was weird. But I think we did work this out correctly. Because these are currently half slab tops, but this will just be a 2-block high thing where the next level of mobs is spawning and we'll walk down to here. Yeah, actually, I think I really misunderstood this. I think I just place a block here with a ladder on the side. And then also a block over here with a ladder on that side. No, is there going to be a ladder on that side? I guess there will be. Although it would also be a block higher up, because obviously. So the thing's going to be there. Ladder, ladder. And now we've got one extra mob spawning block than we otherwise would have. And the same is true over here. Yeah, okay, chat. This is... It sometimes, like, doing things in a pattern like this can be brain-breaking. But as insanely half put together as this is, it is entirely functional. And so now I'm going to get just some extra wood blocks so I can make myself fences so that I don't get exploded and lose all of this. Would be bad. Also, Hacker1MC says, I am doing Desert Well today. Thank you, Toycat. I'm starting a new Minecraft build I've been planning since November. Oh, what's the build? Hacker1MC. I know we share the love of... it's funny, as I'm talking about this, but like the geometric kind of builds. Also using a lift because you automated... because you outsmarted your own exercise routine is such a you move. I mean, you gotta outsmart yourself sometimes. I'm doing very desert well. I prefer a dessert to a desert. Man, I didn't realize how similarly I pronounced those words till I read them out loud. Oh, yeah, I have a silly story, chat. I want to tell you this story because I think I offended a business owner. But really, I feel like the business but also he offended me. I ended up in one of those situations where I said the truth at someone, and it was like, oh yeah, no, there are moments in life that are explicitly set up so that you can lie. And this was one of those. And let me tell you what it was. So chat, at a local cafe to me, I noticed recently they sell cake from Costco. And I thought of this as being like, you know, a lot of people would hear that and think, so they charge £4 for a slice, and those cakes are £13 at Costco, and they come with 16 slices. A lot of people would feel like ripped off by this, I think. But like to me, I was like, oh, awesome. I don't want to buy a whole cake at Costco because I'll eat a whole cake. Buying 1/16 of the cake for £4. Like, obviously, I would rather it cost me £1 if I was picking a price. But charging me £4 for 1/16 of the cake means I can try those cakes, see if they are good, and then, I don't know, get one for a birthday or something if I really want it. Or just enjoy one slice every month, or, you know, like, because You know, this is the thing. You know, I was just talking about with the Dasher, like hauling bags upstairs. It's like you'll live your life very differently if you have to actually bring your groceries everywhere. You know, you have to get smaller, more human-sized quantities. And I think similarly, okay, I've got to be quick. Pick up one of these, put it down, and then I'm gonna just put fences around the area that I just walled out, chat. The fence is essential because it will keep all of those mobs in. And just make my odds of being exploded much lower. So now we place fences on the inside of these blocks. No, this is where mobs spawn. We place fences on the outside. Okay, let's go. Let's be quick. I mean, actually, does it matter? Maybe it's more important to have the slabs down so that whatever. I'll place fences down all the way over here. Just for now, all the way. But most crucially of all, I need to have the fences down over here. Just stop the mobs from sneaking past me, at least. There's a tiny chance they fall on these, in which case we'll learn a lesson very quickly. But now I also just need to light this area up, which is easy. I'll just move this torch there, and then there's a few torches in my base that are hanging loose. I'll move them from being hanging loose in here to being over here. Okay. So now fewer rogue mobs should spawn, and we can test the mob grinder for the first time, chat. I mean, you buy drinks for a huge upcharge compared to a multi-pack at the grocery store. When at a restaurant. Yeah, I don't understand, like, why people can, like, turn off their brain at restaurants, but not enough. Like, there are some places where you feel like you're getting ripped off, right? And some places where you're like, oh yeah, but that's entirely acceptable. And I can't understand as a human where we draw the line between one and the other. Because a lot of people would be like, yeah, why are you charging £48 for it'd be £64 for a cake you're buying for £14 from Costco. That's really ridiculous, man. Whereas, you know, but you would, if they bought it from a supplier you didn't know, it would also, like, if they bought that from a bakery chain, it wouldn't cost them that much more or less. But it's the fact that you can get it yourself that makes a lot of people go, but that's not okay. So what's interesting is I went there today, and they had a cheesecake out, chat. My little cafe, my local cafe that has cake. Which, now that I think about it, is kind of funny. They're a local cafe being like, we have this special, most artisanal produce from our local bakery. You may know it. It is called Costco. But is it actually Costco, or is it? You know, it is Costco. The Cost Company. Also, I've got to move those. Okay, so chat, can I kill zombies in one hit? Okay, I can't, so that is actually worth thinking about. But as you can see, I now have a mob grinder, and it works. I have to leave it running for a little bit longer, just to be sure. And I have to make sure I don't get hit by any of these guys while I do. Oh, gold! Chat! This is the reason I want it. Okay, well, it doesn't matter, because he's not dropping it. But, yeah, let's keep leaving this running. You can see it's not perfectly efficient because some of the mobs that should be spawning up there are spawning over there. That will be fixed when it becomes daytime darkness, and don't knock me off, please. Ooh, one-hit KO and an enchanted bow. You love to see it. Can shoot a bow at the next mob to drop down if I want to. So yeah, you can see all the mobs up there. You can see the creeper not going to get me. But see, if there's too many mobs hanging out up there, that is a sign that the mob grinder isn't working at peak efficiency. And I would be better, you know, getting a water-based solution. I mean, I could still make a water-based solution later if I need to. Move the platform on which they fall, like 2 blocks down. Is that good, though? Because right now the creeper has 1 health left. So... Because I specifically, actually, I don't want the XP, but I do want the rare drops. So I don't need to kill him with an arrow. It's just easier for this. That spider did fall to his death, so I arguably need to move it up at the same time as down. That's an interesting problem to have. But yeah, it's spawning in mobs, including a witch. Once I get that witch down here, I think we'll be good to go. Ezra Morgan! Tax is long overdue, but here it is at last. I'm in a good mood today. Just passed my first semester at uni. Hey, Ezra Morgan! That man, one of the you've been in the community on this channel for a while, huh? Glad. Also, we just got 2 bottles. That is huge. That is absolutely huge, chat. Yeah, that was a good use of arrows, I think. Okay. Yeah, that is huge to get 2 glass bottles. Chat, we are in for a good time on the basis of that. So now if we make the mob grinder dark right now, it would still be worth running. But obviously we need to up our spawn rates. Easily done, of course. We just need more mob spawnable blocks on top of it. But yeah, awesome stuff. Also awesome stuff to see. I love to see an old name coming back after a while. So anyway, chat, I went to this cafe today and they had an unlabeled cheesecake out. And I just said to them, like, so you know, I want to know. I'm like excited about it because I like Costco. Is that cheesecake from Costco too? It looked like it was, but I couldn't like be quite sure from looking at it. And the man just like said to me like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just comes from the supplier. You know, like he got really offended looking as I said it. And I realized afterwards the reason why is because usually if you ask, did you get that? It's like, but it's like, so he obviously knows, like he runs this cafe, right? I mean, maybe he works there, but I see him every time. Like, so either he works full time and the owner is never there. Like he works a lot of hours, like maybe like more than 40 clearly. But either he works there all the time and just has no idea how anything's run. He has no idea how the Costco cake gets delivered. He doesn't know what that Kirkland signature, you know, brand means. It's possible. It's possible, right? It's not impossible. But you know, to my perspective, it seems like more likely than not that he lied to me. Because he was worried about the backlash. But actually it means that one, I didn't get the information I wanted, and two, you know, he feels like I'm offending him. I feel a little bit offended by that. And it's one of those like, you by us both keeping up some or I guess because there is a pretense that society wants him to uphold, and he thinks I want him to uphold that. You know, it's like if you go into if you went into a restaurant and said, "Hey, is your food today? You know, like, is this the best food you've ever made?" Or I don't know, like, if you ask them like, "Hey, what's the best item? What's the best food on your menu?" You know, like, you don't want them to. There's kind of an expectation that they say like, "Oh yeah, it's our signature dish." But a lot, I like asking like places what's their favorite items on the menu, because they'll say stuff like, "Oh yeah, honestly, I like this really cheap and lazy one," because they eat there a lot, and in a way that's actually really good advice. But you want to hear if you ask someone like, "What's your favorite item?" "Oh, it's the Big Mac, sir. It has 2 pounds of great beef and a sauce as well." Bro got a little embarrassed about the Costco cake. I think he did. I think he legitimately got embarrassed about the Costco cake. And it's like, but that makes it worse too, because it's like, oh, you're not even proud to, you know, like, you're not proud to be there. You're doing it because, you know, like, it makes it, like, seem way worse to me. If you're serving Costco cakes, you're like, yeah, I went to a bunch of suppliers. Honestly, compared to the other bakeries, for the same price, so that we can, you know, like, I think there's in a way like a real sales pitch you can make out of that for people like me. But if he's worried about it, then he does a worse job at all of that. So, I'm finally here. How many wayward tradespeople have passed by so far? So the Wandering Plumber, who I believe we are talking about, has not passed through yet. But yeah, it's good to see you, Ezra Morgan. I hope you're doing wonderfully. I am currently in the midst of a very big and scary grind, but I think it's gonna go well. Also, ooh, it's nighttime, or it's raining again. Chat, if I was looking for some, if I had some pigs I was looking to have be lit up, this would be quite the thing, I think. Yeah, I'm kind of torn about whether I should be eating cooked potatoes, because I can sell these, but I'm not going to sell that many of these, right? So if I just start eating them myself, yeah, I'll keep some on me at all times. I'll keep 4 in the chest, actually. Put 4 in the chest, and then spend some amount of bone meal. Not that much, but we'll spend some amount of bone meal on just making sure that I have potatoes ready to go. Okay, so potato, potato, potato. Like, just, if we always have a bunch of potatoes, then we don't have to worry about losing Wandering Trader trades. And life is good. Okay, 9 potatoes. That should be plenty. If I make a few slabs, so as to cook it up as cheaply as possible. then yeah, that's going to be wonderful. And then we'll put these in here because they're very valuable. As well as, I guess we have to start storing the weird bows in places too. But there we go, we're ready, chat. Okay, it's raining, which means I think the mob grinder starts working. Mobs do spawn in the daytime if it's raining, right? Or is it just thunder? It's just thunder, I think. I think I'm being crazy. The Wandering Plumber must think Toy Cat keeps his couch in the void. That is 100% accurate. Also, I am potato maxing to Jova. Absolutely potato maxing. Okay, so I need more ladders before I can really do much of anything else. But I can afford more ladders. We can definitely afford some more ladders. So go stick crazy. Make those into ladders. I really need I need 1 trillion sticks to make it into not that many ladders by comparison. But I think this extra layer on top of this one, it'll bring us some peace, if nothing else. So now we can place a platform over here. And then on both sides of the platform. And guess what? There's blocks. I guess we have to alternate the way ladders go if we want to do this, like, expansion idea. I think. So, have blocks there and there. And then we place blocks over here. And yeah, chat, this is great. We're going to have so many mob spawning spots. We're going to have so many mobs slowly falling down this thing. Although maybe that is a sign that we need to go wider, not taller. You know, it's fine. I've never seen this type of mob grinder. That's why you come to Toy Cat streams. If you want to see exactly the same thing you see everywhere else, I don't know where you go to, but you go somewhere. When you want to see unique things, you come to your boy Toy Cat. Did they stop playing the old background music? No, it's like a borderline conspiracy theory. I hate to say it, but I really think that it's true. There's a lot of people like, ooh, there's way less old music now. There's a lot of things that just come out of the community where, like, okay, this is one of the most important lessons for, like, trust. We don't verify information that we kind of believe to be true. But really, that's the information that is most important to verify. I think it's very important you verify things that sound pretty true, because they sound so true that no one's thinking about even doing that. But that makes it very crucial that you do so. Okay, so place some ladders over here now. Yeah, this is a good little setup we've got going on, chat. And then 3 more of these, with 1 more ladder over here. And this is probably as good as the design is going to get. I'll make 4 more, because that's all I've got. Place a block there. A couple of blocks over here. Place our ladders down. And then another block of no over here. Yeah, this is great, chat. This is flawless. No issues. We've got a mob grinder. Now I just have to make it safer. I think that is legitimately the biggest concern. Like, making it dark later would be nice, but I could probably do that with, like, an easy roof. Now, the moment I make it dark, I can't make changes without breaking that roof, chat. So there is an actual cost to doing that. You don't realize how big a trail ruin is till you dig one out entirely. Wow, if you want to learn about how big trail ruins are, you should watch Toy Cat's next musical parody, disguised as an Ultimate Guide video. If you make a cauldron, you can get water. Yes! As soon as I get 7 iron, that becomes a possibility. But I'm at 1.2 iron right now. It is a very far cry. It's a long shot to get there. Amanda Vixen says, have you seen the Aether mod that got added to League Console Edition? Yeah, it's mind-blowing to me. Absolutely mind-blowing. Okay, so let's grab half of these. Use them to make a slime block. Everyone loves a good slime block. Also, yeah, we're going to bring out our jacket potatoes. And now I think we're potatoed for a good little while, chat. I think we're good for it. Yeah, but the amount of things they're doing with the console edition files because of the source code, it's, like, mind-blowing. It feels like this happened at, like, the perfect moment for the number of people out there who have fond memories of console. who are like, I want to do cool stuff with it. I use a C418 only resource pack from time to time. Changes the vibe of the game. Available on Bedrock too. Oh, that's a fun idea, actually. I like the idea of resource packs that are, like, deliberately non-intrusive. Deliberately are just, like, we slightly roll back a decision that is entirely aesthetic. So you still got... Because I hate how many, like... No offense to the add-on players out there. I know they make up a substantial portion of the Minecraft audience. But it's like, man, the one thing I've always wanted about Minecraft is for there to be a bunch of random, incomplete, low-quality spin-offs. Like, okay, you know, it drives me crazy. But the one thing I can appreciate is that, like, if you like actions and stuff, at least you probably just like, oh, it's Minecraft, but with better animations. It's like, that's all a pack really should be at some point. Like, making something that cohesively fits into vanilla is hard. You know, even the add-ons we've made, they're vanilla style. But it's still like, yeah, turning them on is it's like something you can do sometimes, to my mind. I would never put on, like, a Minecraft, but there's a Tesla add-on. But that has, you know, my assumption that no one else would do it. You know, it's there are hundreds of thousands of downloads on add-ons that are entirely ludicrous because people love that stuff, which is confusing to me, but not to many, it seems. Okay, so chat, if I stand right here, I have to work out exactly where the best spot is, but I want to see some mobs spawning, and I'm not seeing any, which is quite confusing. We can kill slimes in the meantime, I guess. It works. It's still useful. Also, why do slimes spawn so far from their, like, parent mob? That's one of those things that I've totally just accepted as, like, yeah, that's how it works. But right now, I probably should question. Also, I think I should move more torches around. Like, this doesn't need... If this was on the other side, it would probably do a great deal of good. Gilded Lamborghini add-on coming when? Add-ons are nice every now and then as a close imitation of Java mods. Yeah, but even then, like, Java mods to me are such a YouTuber bait concept. Like, if you're going for the crazy over-the-top ones, it's like... They make sense as a... Whoa! You know, like, it's a... They make sense as a thumbnail, not as a video. They make sense as a video, not as a series. You know, they make sense... Short, not long run. I'd put a railing or fence around so skeletons don't shoot you off this platform. That's a very good idea. I think it... You know, I run this world on the principle that we run real life by. We'll have to wait for a tragedy to come before I'll really appreciate that that is true. It's just how it's going to be. So there is a creeper over there. I've got to keep... Oh, baby zombie! Okay. Baby zombie. He is broken, so I don't have to worry. Okay. So he can really mess me up, chat. He can really mess me up. But I can still mess him up. Life's a good one. So you can see the mob grinder is working. It's still giving me, like, a mob every few seconds. It's not perfection yet, though. There's a lot that needs to be done before we can say that's true. But still, it is definitely going to be the fastest source of zombies. And indeed, the fastest source of zombies with armor in particular. Which is great. Also, I could probably get it to run while I'm doing other stuff. If I set up that other stuff, like, deliberately in just the right place. But still, it's not great if I can be sitting at... I don't think I'm at the exact perfect spot, but I'm very close to the perfect spot. And I got one mob every 5 seconds. And now nothing. So... I think more than 3 layers is silly too. I think I'll place a layer... I'll place a big darkness thing above it. Yeah, I'll, like, place the darkness up from the sides. But I do think that this is a design that just has a cap on it. What's your simulation size? It's set to 4. If it was set to 12, it wouldn't make a difference because there's only 4. There's only so many blocks that can spawn mobs anyway, right? But yeah, there's all these dark blocks here that are technically messing with our design calculations. So let's knock that creeper off. Let's go to bed so that in the morning the skeletons become dead. And live some good life. Add magma flocks for the blore. That's a fun idea. Scoopsy Cat says, I've been working on a Java mod pack for the last year or so. I feel like you need to be careful on what to include. It's like a delicate aquarium if you want a cohesive experience. Yeah, that's kind of my point there. Is every mod I've ever played, everything I ever play for Java is like, wow. You know, I saw something really cool. Someone made a legacy console style. I think it was a Java mod. It might have been a Bedrock add-on, but I'm pretty sure it was a Java mod. And they were like, we've added everything that legacy console needs. Instead of that modern micro slop, we made what the indie game would have. And they're like, so every color of wood. And I was like, yeah, that's conceivable. And they're like, we made this like little mini map tool. And I was like, okay. And then they're like, also, we added 15 dimensions. And I was like, Minecraft is so bloated. What it needs is 15 dimensions. It's like, no, damn it. You. Also, that skeleton is he's just going to have to despawn. No better way through that, I reckon. I do want some bones, though. So, would be handy if you could... Okay, it's fine. I'm going to have to farm a lot of wood. Like, a serious amount of wood right now. And it's sad that it requires so much bone meal. But if we accept that it just does, then we can make a real nice start on this, I think. Okay, so I want to put this back and that there. And then we'll grow another block here. I'm hoping 3 will be enough, but you know it never is. You know it just isn't. Lol, the classic 15 dimensions add-on. It's just how it inevitably ends up. I don't know why that's how it inevitably ends up. But it's like, yeah, after adding new wood types, because obviously, wow, modern day Minecraft, you know, it's lost its way. And the thing the thing they would have done right after adding new wood types was 15 dimensions. I think what it proves though is a lot of people believe like, oh yeah, the problem with Minecraft is, you know, the command structure effectively. The problem with Minecraft is some big decision that they've made. Everything since then's gone wrong. But then you ask, like, everyone can agree on that as an abstract idea. But once you get people to nail down, like, so what is it they've done wrong? What is it they should have done better? The moment you ask people that question, you get into a whole minefield of, like, I'm not actually sure. Or at least, I think very different things. I think that this is, I think this is, like, a really common... Like I don't know, like I've seen a lot of I've seen a surprising amount of like Trump speeches for especially for a British person. There's no way I should know or care what's happening with the American president. But like one of the things that he does like a lot is he talks a lot in emotions and vibes and stuff. And it's, you know, like not in facts and policies. It's like a common criticism that like, yeah, I don't think you can nail him down on any policy, even the ones that he supported. But it's like, yeah, because policies are divisive. The moment you say, we're going to build a bridge, it's going to cost 16 million. Oh, well, is it worth 16 million? Do we need bridges? You know, why don't we just stay on our side of this river? But if you say, we're gonna build a beautiful country, we're going to make it so good, better than it's ever been before. It's like, yeah, I want a country better than it's ever been before. You know, emotions are a much more uniting factor. I guess I should say we are much easier to unite on our emotions than on actual specifics. That's why we have so many symbols, right? Like a flag. Everyone loves the flag. The flag, you know, there's no negatives to a flag or a national anthem or whatever else. And I think that's like an interesting idea that does apply to Minecraft. It's insane, like, to say that. You might be like, nah. But yeah, like, right? Like, if you say, is modern Minecraft perfect? Obviously, the answer is no. If you say, how should we improve it? Very different question. So instead you say, when did Minecraft go wrong? What if we fix it from there? With your viewpoint of mods, it'd be funny to see your live stream playing Crazy Craft, but every time you come across something you don't like, you take a swig of an alcohol of your choice. Let's get some alcohol poisoning on stream. It does sound like a good time when you say it like that, doesn't it? I do think also got Voxy working on my machine recently. Going to enjoy casual 86 chunk render distance with no performance hit. So I think now that it's coming to Java, because I like to be a contrarian, right? Now that high render distances will be in there by default, I assume your PC can run Vulkan Dasher. I assume, just an assumption. But now that high render distances will be coming to PC by default, I think we can now re-have that discussion about how much render distance do you actually want? Because the answer is, whenever I'm speedrunning, I love high render distances. It lets me make the right decisions because I can see where I'm going to go. But whenever I'm playing a casual world, a high render distance makes me feel boxed in a weird way. Yeah, I think my kids pledge allegiance to have the US and Texas flags at school daily. Okay, that's a weird separate thing. At least for the rest of the world. I feel like my relationship with my flag has to be something I come up with myself. In the same way, I wouldn't like living in a country, even if I was a religious person. If I was, you know, Islamic, I wouldn't want to live in an Islamic country. I wouldn't want it to be a forced choice by the government. I want people to decide for themselves. That's how I feel about, like, really deeply held convictions. Is like, if you don't come to this on your own volition, it doesn't, you know, I don't want you to believe it for the sake of believing it. I think it's important that you care about the things that you care about. I for sure hope it can run Vulkan. I sure heckin' hope. Okay, so in the UK, do they play the national anthem every day at school? No, I think before football games, which arguably is a more important part of our cultural heritage than school. Probably by a decent degree if you really think about it too. So yeah, chat. We're going to place more of these everywhere now. Same idea. Place this on the back, that on the front. I've been watching the stream from the start. Just hit my 1 year Toy Cat membership tax. Hey, congrats! D Grizzly, appreciate it a great deal. Thank you very much for having been subscribed. But yeah, still a lot of folks out there that hold the opinion that beta 1.8 was the point of the game going bad. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be an interesting discussion to be had here about, like, okay, if Minecraft is bad, when did it get bad? Let's like drill into this. Let's like really work that out. If we're going to have that opinion, it's important we can like have it consistently, right? Okay, so we're going to place these blocks here. We don't mind having a gap underneath them. And then 2 here, 2 there, and 2 there, and 2 there. So now we have to make the decision, because what we could do at this point, chat, is we could have, say, a ladder here, and then have another block coming off here. This is just extra free real estate, effectively. There's no real reason not to have it. And so that answers my question. If there's no reason not to have it, we'll have it. And now we just have to start building blocks on the outside of all of this. Yeah, so starting from this top layer, we can have another block over here, so we will. Yeah, as long as they can fall straight onto the layer down below, there's no extra inefficiency brought about by this process. Therefore, we should do it. So here, there, and then also another one, but over there. Although, how did I get that block there to begin with? I guess I placed one of these just like I did there. Okay, so the outside of this chat is going to look a little like this. I'm going to go around the entire thing with solid blocks. The top of it's going to have to be roofed over, but this is just to make sure that it stays in the dark. This is going to be at least 2 blocks high, and it's going to go round in a slightly confusing way. But that's perfectly okay. Yeah, we're gonna have the weirdest looking build I think in Minecraft history. If we're being real with ourselves about this, but that's okay. I don't mind being real with ourselves about this. Because yeah, this actually just looks like that before coming over here. Although then it comes in quite a lot, but then after coming back in, it just comes right back out. Yeah, chat. I'm building something that is absolutely I think probably unprecedented, but I think it's going to work great. And if we find out it doesn't, we're all going to pretend that actually we wanted it that way, because I am in too deep now. I am in far too deep to be having thoughts like that. Okay, so now there's a block that starts over here. Place those, and then have our things go around it. Okay, yeah, chat. This is good. This is a really good idea. I like it. Will Bedrock ever get a combat update? Man, I do not know what is holding them back on this subject. But clearly the answer is something. So there's no reason for us not to go back a block here like we have down there. Actually, wait. Yeah, there should be... No, I am confused, chat. I think I have made some... Oh, no, I have made a critical mistake. This is here. Not all the way up, but we're good. This goes here, all the way around. Now we do have to, like, commit to this outside being done, because it's not going to work as a mob grinder until we are done. So we're good. The whole thing being made out of acacia wood really adds to the uniqueness of this. Yeah, no one would make a mob grinder out of acacia wood. That is an interesting little point. I like that, though. I do like it. The builds I'm proud of most look awful, but are very effective. See, this is a build that's going to look awful and not be effective, but we are going to love it anyway. Because that's what you've got to do sometimes. That's what you've got to do sometimes. So, yeah. Also, you've been watching someone port Dragon Mounts to Bedrock, Grammar Boys. That's cool. Honestly, I think you're doing the Lord's work. Like, you porting from the platform that everyone has the mods on, to the one everyone wants the mods on. There's a word, yeah, you could call that arbitrage, I guess. If you're getting, even if you're not getting paid from it, I guess it's still arbitrage. But it's like, yeah, you're doing something that is needed and wanted. It's like, do you know in the App Store, like when iOS and Android were first out, like people would starve for games. So that's like the games that got popular, the Doodle Jumps of the world, the Crossy Roads. It's just like, I just want to play a game, man. I'll play any game. Just give me a game to play. It was like the legitimate feelings that people were having. And it might seem silly looking back, but actually it makes kind of a lot of sense. Also, it's starting to get dark down there, but it's only dark visually, chat. Minecraft's actual light engine uses a different set of rules that we don't need to worry about too much right now. We do need to worry about how we're going to get up. Yeah, I guess we'll place a bunch of blocks. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do, actually. I think this is going to become... So stack, stack, stack. Yeah, this becomes a platform for the thing. Now. Yeah. And then so does this. Yeah, chat, this is a little beyond me, but as soon as we get this, it's going to be great. And that will be today, it will be now. Also, I haven't seen the Wandering Trader in a while. Have you seen him? I feel like we've been playing for a full hour 20. Not even a semblance of the fella. The Wandering Electrician really is starting to disappoint. Is your PC still behaving after being serviced? Yeah, I have the most mild of issues. Like, my browser, like, freezes. Like, I think it's specifically on YouTube videos sometimes. But I can really, like, narrow down that happened right after I downloaded this weird... It's happened on a few PCs after I get this one Stream Deck little add-on. I set it up so that I can do, like, if I need to chat, I can, like, with one button just be like, ah, look, it is me! It's like for a 2-cat thing. But I set that up. And then I also set up my counter. But this is the most insane thing, chat. The simplest piece of software that I want in the world is just push button, make number on screen go up. And it's actually like more, either it's more complicated or everyone thinks it's so simple, so no one's done it. It's one of those two things. What browser do you use? I use Firefox. I use free browsers actually, but none of them are Firefox. I get where people are coming from when they use Firefox. Like I think that's probably the cool to make as far as if you're picking a browser today. But the best browser is the one that you're used to, unless you are having issues with it. Which, I mean, I did describe that I had some issues with my browser, so maybe that's a sign I need to switch. But I think I'm mostly fine. Okay, so here we go, chat. We're almost at the point of this, like, being rationalized and making sense. Because now, once we place our stair or a ladder here, we place another block behind it here. And there we go. Wait, no. There's one more platform. One more of these platforms, which I can place on the side of these. Just like this. There we go. Okay. So our entire top platform layer is finished. Now we just need to have our entire... this little wall thing. So this wall is going to keep mobs in, basically. Very, very crucial we have this. By keeping the mobs in, we make sure that mobs can spawn. And that they won't walk out. But also, it's going to keep the darkness in. So once the darkness is there, the mobs are going to spawn, and they're going to spawn, and they're going to spawn no matter what. Loving the chaos of the ladder placement. Yeah, it's weird. I think aesthetically, it's nice to keep it in the same places. But it doesn't technically make any huge difference. So this is as fine as this is. Even though it looks like that can't be right. Looks like a spleef map or something. I'll make a download of this with Neverite axes for everyone to play spleef with, maybe. It is crazy that we started with 1,000 blocks. We went like 40 days with that many. And now we're going straight into building something that looks like this. But that is life. That is where we are. And that is what we do. Also, I think I'm going to have to just... I'm really going to have to draw on these bone blocks. Or bone meal blocks. Also a little slime. I need more wood, chat. And I need like a dramatic amount more wood. But the only way to get wood when my trees are growing at this speed, which is to say they're not, the only way to get more wood is to use our bone meal. And we've only got so much bone meal left. I've got to say. So bone meal, bone meal, bone meal. Easy peasy. Move it to the right, and it'll be good. At this point, things are a lot easier than dirt flat. Yeah, in some ways that's certainly true, but I still don't have access to the biome. So mob spawns are dramatically harder. And also, crucially, we don't have all of the, like, tech advancements. So I need to get gold in the painful, grindy way. Which is what we're doing right now. But to get the gold in the painful, grindy way, we need to have this running, which is, you know, whole thing in its own right. So now I'm going to take these bone blocks. If I lose them, chat, I will be sad, but I will not lose them. No sadness for me is what I've got to say. Come on. Yes, no sadness. No sadness, club. Let's go. So 2 more of these. Maybe that gets me through this. Perfect. If I get lucky with the bone meal amounts. Will moving higher up afford you any benefits? It would be fun to have like a replica of this, but like up there, right? Like just have a ladder and do that. There is a certain charm to staying where you know, like we started up here. So if there was a massive benefit, I think it would be worth doing. But I'm mostly making the decision not to. Also 7. Great. Tip, make a sticky piston so you can pull blocks from the void safely. Oh yeah, bearded man, you're actually onto something there. If I want to bring these blocks up, a sticky piston allows me to do that. That is a weird tip, but I like it. I like it a lot. Let's go for it. You know what? A sticky piston would be a nice little block to put in the side of my house anyway. So what does that require? Like 6 of this? That sounds right. Maybe like 4 planks. Yeah, like 3 cobblestone, 4 planks, some redstone, and oh, it takes the iron. No, I can't use the iron. Should I use the iron? Yeah, the cauldron is valuable, chat. But is it more valuable? Yeah, the cauldron's really, really valuable, to be clear. I've got 3 water bottles. If I get a cauldron, I can fill up those water bottles. No, I can fill them up from a full source block. So I should use the iron right now. Chat, this is insane. I'm going to make a piston. I think the piston is more useful. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Also, there's some charm to start at the bottom. Now we're still at the bottom. Started from the bottom. Now I'm still here. Started from the bottom. Yes, I am still here. Don't you have any brown mushrooms from the starter chest? I traded in my brown mushroom so that I could get acacia wood. Cauldron is too valuable. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. I don't think you're wrong. How hard will it be to get the other iron? But how much do I need a cauldron? I think I might not need a cauldron at all, because I'll probably get a water bucket from trading before then. Obviously, right now, I'm making a bit of a gamble when I say, like, yeah, we'll just probably get that. But, like, we probably will just get that. Don't use the iron. Don't use the iron, but we got all the goodies for it. It's so perfectly going to work out. I will trust the logic, though, just in case. Just in case, chat. Just in case you are right. You know, you've managed to win my emotions over on this one. You know, you're emotionally... You're telling me something that feels like something I already agree. And so even though I have no logical reason to back you, I'm going to go for it. Okay, so let's start placing that. Don't you have any... oh, yes, that'll be good. Let's now start destroying these from up here. Make sure they get destroyed. We could get sticks this way, which would be handy. Although we've probably only got, like, one more use left of this axe before we have to make another one. The cauldron's only useful for getting level workers. I think that's true, yeah. I think the secondary function of filling up with water, it becomes redundant the moment we get our first fish trade. And I think it's a matter of time till that happens. Keep in mind, I already have 2 emeralds, chat. I already have 2 emeralds. Water is a huge one for me in terms of what it opens up. So I think, yeah, I think this is a weird decision. I think I'm gonna make a piston, chat. I think I'm gonna make a piston. Make an iron shovel, trust me. Nicholas Fadot, I am not going to trust you. I am sorry to announce the trust has not been granted for you. Let's do this, chat. Let's make a sticky piston. This seems insane, but it's a flex, and even better than being a flex, I'll make a redstone torch to power it with. And now all I have to do is place a block like 3 above it, and then place this over here. Oh, this is gonna be a pain, huh? Okay, we place that down. Oh, chat. How does this even work correctly? Do we have to like get down here? I do not understand the piston rules. This is one of the most maddening inconsistencies in Minecraft. Okay. So I'm just gonna place it. Damn you! Why? What do you think I am? How do we get a piston facing downwards like this? It only takes 1 iron ingot, but it can wait till after you get water from trading. This is required right now, okay? No, I'm just gonna put this in my house. Future Toy Cat can deal with this one. Perfect. And then we'll put this just on the pile over here. Bedrock piston rules are weird. Wait, is that not how Java works? Are you telling me that I've always just assumed, like, yeah, there's someone out there, some sickos who love this. Also, should we make our piston? Oh, it doesn't work if we do that. What about there? You know, I'll just put it on there anyway. It looks nice. Trapdoor yourself into a 1-block space on the floor. Yeah, that's what it has to be, doesn't it? If you had a renewable source of water, couldn't you use it to create a pond and fish for more items? Yeah, that becomes a huge one. Also, I need to make myself an axe. Otherwise, I'll lose some of this very critical supplies. Some of these critical supplies. Okay, make myself an axe. Make myself some sticks first, I guess. Then axe, and then axe. And then, realistically, we're going through so many axes. A 3rd one is not ridiculous. Oh, I hate to say it, but I think you need 2 sticky pistons to pull blocks up. No, I could put it up 1 and then just break the block while it's fairly safe, or put like a block below it. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll get it. And then we can fill in all of these gaps that were bone blocks with something else. I mean, I could put wool in there too. I don't hate wool as an idea. Fishing is a great idea. Yeah, fishing opens up a lot for me once I can do it. But the critical question of when can I do it is the hard one to solve. I love your pistons. I love your windows, a piston and a reaction face. Yeah, my house is beautiful so far. No flaws whatsoever. I'm glad we all agree. But yeah, we are working on getting that company for my house. It is very much in need of... You know, what's the point in having a beautiful house like I have, chat, with a view? You know, I had to grind for this view, chat. This beautiful, beautiful view that I have. But what's the point in having that otherwise? Build a tower to the side of the target and place the piston on the other side. I see what you're saying, actually. Yeah, that is how you could do it too. Yeah, it's either that or do the trapdoor thing. I feel like that feels better than the trapdoor thing. We haven't got all of our wood yet, have we? Yeah, we haven't got this one. Just in case. We'll do this first. Just in case, you know. Let's go. Yeah, I can't even activate the piston. I can activate the piston, I just gotta use this, right? So I can't continue to give him future self problems to deal with. Buy 2 water buckets is unlimited water. I don't think I'll be able to buy 2 at first, but if I can buy 1, I can use it to sell him water bottles if he's buying, obviously. But so it gets pretty good if I can do that. Okay, chat, now we go in here and we're going to build walls at the edge of the world. This is an intense thing to do, but it is worthwhile. Oh, I need to place a block over here anyway. Okay, so this building of a wall at the edge of the world keeps the darkness in, which in theory will cause some problems. But it gives us a lot more solution than it gives us problems. So, plan is simple. We just want to have this everywhere over here. Have that come in, have that come in. Now we can leave that block there, it's fine. Do you see how the darkness is starting to build? That's a sign that this is working as intended. Yeah, love to see it. I don't actually know what's happening here, but clearly these ladders are not needed. Yeah, I don't know how this is above. Oh yeah, this would be a gap, but there's no gap here because there's... Whatever, it's fine. So put that there. Easy peasy. Yeah, chat, it's coming together now. It's finally... It's all making sense. Because this bottom layer I don't need to do any maintenance on. Once I know it has all the ladders, which I do know, we just have to keep it from hitting any craziness. Daytime darkness! You're right, Dasher. It's happening. It's happening. So, I think that this block right here, even though I'm kind of acting like it's not used... No, it is specifically not used. I am acting like it's not used because it is not. So we'll cover that up, and we'll run round here. And then we'll... Oh, we have to be careful about the blocks on the outside of this. Otherwise, they'll spawn mobs. Yeah, we have to be very careful about that. So, use slabs if we can, if they're not going to be part of something. You've got to play your own dropper map at least once. Okay, there we go. Daytime darkness. Maxing this one out, chat. It takes a lot of blocks. It takes a lot to have these blocks. But now, yeah, it's fully dark. It can't get any darker except by removing this block, which is coincidentally my way out. So, definitely remove that. Oh, the Wandering Trader! Chat, he's hit! He's appeared! Great news. Okay, as long as he doesn't die before I get there. Chat, this is big, this is huge. The Wandering Electrician has decided to grace me, and I can sell him. Which means that sell to him. I mean, I would sell him if I could, don't get me wrong. Now I can go in here, grab these 4 potatoes. Guess who's getting sold to also? Please don't die in this time, sir. Sir. No, don't do it. So, a part of me's tempted to buy the acacia wood. In a regular world, this actually does make sense if you have access to stick villagers. I don't have those, so I have to decide, do I want melon seeds? I think the logical answer actually is... It's not yes, because melons aren't a great food source. I do want them anyway, but do I need them that badly? This is insane. I think I might buy them, chat. No, no melon seeds. I need dirt way more than I need melon seeds. I am not going to buy any of this. Instead, I could store it in more. Yeah, I feel like I should store... This is a weird little tradition I'm starting right now. I'm going to keep my emeralds in item frames on my house. Now, obviously, this has a lot of potential to go horribly wrong, but welcome to the channel. That's what we do here. Okay, so... Item frame. 4 emeralds! Woo-wee! That's nice. You could turn them into bone meal. Oh, I should actually turn my acacia saplings into bone meal. And that will help me a lot, actually. Yeah, that's... You know, thank you, Rose Pentacle. Also, we have a lot of people from Texas here. That's you, that's Chilius Bean. That's mathematically way overrepresented. Before even thinking about other people. Make shelves. I could actually make a shelf, you're right. Weirdly, this would be a good situation for the shelf. I think I'm gonna make a shelf. No, that's insane. I think I want to do it anyway, though, chat. I'll say yay. By the way, I know you came in earlier and said the notification was wrong, but it's good to see you, cat. I hope you're doing well. You're on the list of people with Polly, Chilius, and even Sarah's skin review. I say even Sarah's skin review. It's like, oh, what do you mean by that? I do not know. But I'm also from Texas, says Nicholas Fideau. Strange Blacksmith as well. Or Station 4850. Generic Grey. Are my streams exclusively watched by Texans? Am I a Texan? Is this the sign? Well, let me tell you my opinion when it comes to the mighty matter of the Union. You see, I love stars, but I only want 1 star on my flag. I can't do it proper. I can't do this, chat. Howdy, fellow Texans. Hey, Pookie! You're here also. We do also no, chat. Oh, I forget that I wanted to kill him. I forgot that I wanted to kill him. I wanted to kill him quite badly. I just thought he was safe, but I'm an idiot for thinking that. Chat, I know that we have a really limited supply of acacia. But I really think what we should do is we should make ourselves some shelves for our emeralds. I can't do it. I'm from Alberta, Texas of Canada. I'm from Ohio, which is corn Texas. Chat, where is European Texas? I don't think it's Russia. I don't think it's the UK. You know, maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Toy Cat secretly be it Texas. Ah! Chat, I got some news for you all. I actually happen to be a Texan. This is me, my good friends. I'm actually from Texas. This channel has been a giant ploy to make sure that all of y'all understand that we are Texans together. Live free and die hard. Actually, do you know something fun, chat? This is something you will not believe unless you look it up after I say it. Do you know what the state slogan of Texas is? You know, there's some hardcore ones in there. Live free or die is the New Hampshire one. Do you know what the state slogan of Texas is, chat? It's friendship. And that's what we have here today. That's what we've all got here today. But yeah, Merry Texas, most everyone in chat. Ontario, not at all like Texas. It's like Texas in that it's the most populous. No, I think that's California. Yeah, Ontario is kind of the California of Canada, in that like most things that are considered Canadian come from Ontario, right? I would say, yeah, I would say you're in the California of Canada, so therefore the Texas of Canada would be Quebec. Wants to separate, basically speaks a different language, is giant. You know, I think I might be onto something here. But yeah, Texas is almost a third world country. I was stationed there when I was back in the army. Oh, that's just wrong. I mean, I'm not playing to the Texas crowd here, but Texas is objectively one of the, like, better places. Yeah, it's one of the, no, I'm gonna stick by that. It's one of the better places to be on Earth, I think, but especially within the United States. Like, if you want the benefits of the United States without necessarily feeling like you're in the United States, Texas is the place. I feel like, yeah, Texas is beyond fascinating to actually spend some time in. Toronto is literally LA. It does have a lot of movie stuff going on, doesn't it? Texas of Canada is Alberta. Now, I feel like Alberta. I mean, they do that. That is like a lot of their own branding. So I'm gonna offend a lot of Albertans. I like Alberta a lot, to be clear. It's one of, it's the only Canadian province that I would live in were it for my own means. If it's not like specifically because I am moving to be close to family or anything like that. If the goal is I would like to, I am picking somewhere of my own volition, it has to be Alberta. I think British Columbia is like tempting. I think Toronto has like vibes for some people, but it's like it's the price I think that gets Toronto out of consideration. So let's make a composter. We have to destroy this later, chat. But in this composter, I can now put my 30 saplings. And you know what I get in exchange for 30 saplings, chat? About 7/8 of a single piece of bone meal. I think that is the most expensive bone meal I have ever bought. Well, let's go make it count now. Now that I've put so much into it anyway. I took out the Texan with a British accent who thinks Texas accent sounds like a Georgia accent, the state, not the county. Yeah, a Texas accent's actually much more muted, I've got to say. The reason I can do a Georgia accent better is because the Georgians are basically British people. I only accept that when it's in the good ways, though, not in the bad ways. I'll have y'all know that I'm from the South, and the South includes Texas, therefore I might have grew up in Georgia, but I'm spiritually a Texan, and as a result, let me tell you things that I love. I like driving down a wide highway. I love a wide highway, I do. I go to the H-E-B at my favorite grocery store. What's the Texas of Texas? The Texas of Texas is probably like Austin, right? Like very different to the rest of the state. You know, it has Texas flags everywhere. Yeah, that's all I've got. Yeah, I know quite a few people who moved to Austin actually. Even C418, it lives in Austin, Texas. Fun fact. Vancouver Island here, where a lot of draft judges came 50 years ago. I think it's insane. Like, actively insane. Like, no. Yeah, like, fully, like, batshit bonkers that America had a draft 7. Like, I can barely understand the idea of a draft if it's to defend your homeland. But a draft because it's like, we want to go and kill some people in a foreign country to advance our aims, in the communist capitalist war. And not enough people are willing to sign up. So we will force people to go and die for this. I literally don't get it. Like, it's one of those, like, is this why they need to, like, play the anthem in school? It's so people go, like, yeah, it's reasonable that there's a lottery and some of us will die as a result of that lottery. Is this why they make the Purge movies too? So when it happens in real life, you're like, well, it's just like that movie I enjoy. It's hypocritical to enjoy the movie but not do it in real life. Okay, that's enough controversy for today. But yeah, chat. I hate war. Well, that's a controversial opinion these days. You trying to say war isn't good? No, it's a messy one, right? Because okay, like if you've ever played Civilization, one of the fun things they do when you get to you get to a point in the game where you have to pick a form of government, and if you pick democracy, you get a huge boost to the citizens' happiness, but you can't ever declare war because when war's declared on you, you can defend yourself, but you can never declare an aggressive war because you think it advances your country's aims. And I think that's like a really interesting like truth of like no one is ever going to be on the side of war. But, like, actively to the point of, like, detriment, right? Like, you, even if you know that a war will come if you don't go to war now, but on better terms, or whatever the case is, people are very, very, very anti-war. And so, it's the only downside against it is that people will never be in favor of it until it's too late. But it does feel like, you know, I hate war too. Have we got, you know what, chat? Is anyone here pro-war? let's stop, you know, like, I'm a believer, and let's not just, like, you know, all enjoy our own opinions together. Let's hear from someone who's like, yeah, I think war's good. I think we need to have another couple wars. Because there's very few people who believe that. You know, like, I think I'd be pro-war if it was, like, you know, if instead of being, like, bottom-up war, you know, the deaths happen at the bottom of society and work their way up. I'd be down if war was like, oh, yeah, you know, leaders of your country have to go arm wrestle. Maybe fight to the death in a field somewhere. Televise it, honestly. Yeah, televise some war. Make it a good time. This is my terrible idea. Did you hear about our gambling problem? Polymarket stops letting people who bet on when a nuke will be detonated. Oh no! No way that was really happening. Literally no way. That's you know, that is a little crazy. Oh, okay. Did you hear about yeah, what I thought was interesting about Polymarket is they stopped allowing insider trading. But what's interesting is if you don't allow insider trading, then it doesn't actually, it is just gambling. Like, everyone hates insider trading on Polymarket, but actually the insider trading is what allows it to be effective. Because hypothetically, if I know that a war is going to be declared tomorrow, by making sure I get a financial reward from that, we can actually use these markets to prove what people know, not what people think. Because what people know and what they think are hugely different things. Okay, so let's put this over there, that over here. Easy peasy. Hunger Games for world leaders? Yes, please. Yeah, we should do that like every few years too. Have you? If anyone's ever played Fallout, there's the one vault where, you know, they take the leader and they make him fight to death with the previous leader or something like that. Really cool idea. We should vote for a leader, and the candidate should be like, I don't know if I really want to do this. You know, there should be some personal sacrifice on the line. Both World War I and World War II were essentially started by one stupid guy each time. I mean, yeah, I think that is really worth, like, thinking about. Yeah, I think you're right, Kat. Like, that all it takes is one rough decision. Even, like, especially World War I was so preventable. It's the most classic case of, like, we should not have the ability to do this on a whim. Because, like, you know, like, I think you're thinking about, what is it, Archduke Franz Ferdinand? Side note, listen to Archduke Franz Ferdinand yesterday. Pretty good, I believe. Yeah, there's a guy, so chat, just to lay it out as quickly as possible, because I know, like, assuming that everyone knows everything is how you make terrible content. So, World War I basically started because Austria-Hungary still around, still an empire at the time. There's some people though who don't agree with that. I believe it was a Bosnian nationalist who believed that Bosnia should not be a part of this empire. But little did he know that instead of liberating, you know, Bosnia, instead of creating the conditions for some crazy lasting peace, that by assassinating this emperor that was visiting from somewhere else, he would cause like a really long chain reaction that led to one country declaring war on another. But what's crazy is like the leaders of the countries at the time were like, this shouldn't happen. This is we don't want this. But like, just because leaders don't want something, it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. And there's something nuts about that. That like everyone can be like, this is silly, but everyone doesn't want to look weak to the degree where, you know, like looking weak is so undesirable that you'll kill a bunch of people to avoid it. You know, like I guess like by the time we get to the point where we send people to die to avoid, you know, going to therapy, then maybe we should do that second one or that first one. Or does every country need a hockey team? Maybe that'll work. Yeah, I think the actual reason we haven't worked out, like, why don't we just play chess or something, is because everyone hasn't agreed on the same format and conditions and everything. Whereas war is like using force. It's like, okay, there's no more discussions of what games we'll play. It's we will get in there and make sure that it's hard enough for you to do this. But yeah, to lay it out, Gavrilo Princip shot Ferdinand. Yeah, so the one guy, crazily enough, he was actually honestly, I think this is my favorite thing in history. So many times people have fought to achieve some really great noble aim and accidentally done the opposite. And Gavrilo Princip is a really interesting example of this. Because he probably thought, like, yeah, I will be remembered in history for this great contribution to the Bosnian cause. It was a Serbian, not a Bosnian, but the blame is on Austria-Hungary declaring war on Serbia for the actions of a single man acting on its own, not Serbia. I got it wrong today. It was a Serbian. Sorry. Serbia is independent now, though, so maybe he thinks it's worthwhile. Not co-op to current, but you know a chip-proof tooth is the most solvable problem. Like, they put in magic goo, harden it, polish it up, and it's undetectable. Oh, really? I looked it up, and it said, make sure you save... Like, I looked it up, like, a day after it happened, and it was like, make sure you save the tooth. And I was like, well, didn't do that. Whoopsie. I know for next time. Yeah, you know... But you know how we are with... I don't mean to play too hard into a stereotype. But, like, have you seen our teeth here? You know, we're not famous for our high quality dental care regime. Imagine you're saying the guy's cakes are from Costco starts World War III. Can you imagine, right? Just trying my best to make this guy understand exactly what it is that I need and want from his cakes. Accidentally, whoopsie. Guess that's a bunch of people going to die. I mean, it is kind of crazy that it would weigh on me heavily were I a leader of a political party. That, like, yeah, one day I will have to decide whether or not it makes sense to, you know, like, invade a foreign nation. Or and you know, like, if you go in with the attitude of, well, always no, that doesn't work either. If you go with always no, people will take advantage of you until, you know, either you are unelected or until, you know, it's just as bad as if you had started the war anyway. There's this, like, really scary thing. They're too fancy of bones for a national health system. Yeah, you get it, Chilius Bean. You understand. It's a very fancy bone. Very, very fancy bone. Okay, so we have to build these blocks all the way up here. Kind of frustratingly, honestly. But we gotta do what we gotta do. Place these all the way up. We could probably do placing another block over here, like we have on that side. Yeah, we kind of should. If we should, then we will. So blocks here, and then these go there, and then these go around now. Okay, chat. It's been a journey, but this outside layer is now started. We need to do a whole extra block, so another block up. And then on top of this one, we place a third block. This third block is then going to cover every single one of these, like this. And then on top of this, we have to place slabs to make sure that no mobs spawn. So just so you can get a little bit of a feel for it. This is the basic idea. If we do this, I will have a very weird floating thing in my world. Let's go see what it will look like, actually. I haven't actually, like, absorbed the appearance of this in a little bit. So let's go absorb the appearance of what I've just created. This weird orange floating UFO thing. That is so immensely ugly. Chat. I am horrified, but it will get better, I'm sure. Are you prepared for what will happen when you inevitably fall in the void? Yeah, I don't lose that much. If you see everything here, pretty replaceable besides my acacia. Very replaceable. There was an episode of Star Trek where a planet had simulated warfare, and the opposing parties had to kill how many people died in the simulation. Well, that bit's insane, isn't it? Why would you kill the people? Just say, you guys aren't allowed to go in combat anymore. Or actually, what I would do, to be fair, is you kill them, and then the enemy takes them, and then they can put them in a big hole somewhere. Or, like, just take them prisoner. Or even, like, you have to pay them for every person. Like, make it a giant financial game. Like, I'll hold simulated warfare between my country and your country. And whoever, for every soldier of yours that dies, you pay me 1,000. Like, this is my, you know, my general point about... I say this a lot, and a lot of people find this to be like, oh, that doesn't make any sense to a cat. Money is not a finite resource. If it's not, please give me all the extra spare resources you have so I can pay for my chipped tooth. Chat, how financially ruined am I if I go to the dentist? That's the question we have to ask. And hopefully get a good answer from. Also, I think I could have... No, we're fine. We got this. So now we're going to sneak over in here, and we're going to build walls around the edges here too. I don't have enough wood to do this all the way, but we can make it some of the way. Yeah, we have to be very careful about these gaps. I don't want these gaps, so when they start to appear, we're going to go in and get rid of them. Okay, stick a count on it, you'll be fine. But yeah, I was saying, like, money is a finite resource, right? And so, like, when you show, when you spend some of that finite money, you are making the, you know, the claim with it. You're like, oh yeah, this is so if every time you fought in a war, you have to pay some money. This is actually one of the things that they do at the end of, like, the reason World War II happened is kind of because at the end of World War I, we were like, look, you've caused so much damage, Germany. We pinned it all on Germany. Maybe unfairly, you could say, but different point, different day. Germany, you messed up everything. You're going to pay to put it right. And then we, like, drained their economy to the point where they elected people who were like, we should not have to pay, and then they didn't have to pay, and then blah, 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 blah. Whole problem. But what I think is really interesting is, like, if you went to war, in air quotes, but the war was like, oh yeah, every one of our soldiers who dies, you give up some money, that's kind of as good as giving up a person. That is a finite resource, a fixed resource that you're giving away in some small part. So now we'll just place slabs here. Splinch these all the way up. Is splinch the right word? I don't know how that came into my brain, but it did. Get some Dentec and you can do your own repair for now. It'll hold for a while. What do you mean, get some... Man, what do you mean? What... No, I don't accept that comment. That is, I am invalidating its right to exist. Just put some glue in my mouth? Is that a real comment I just had? I think it is. Okay, so I can't get on this ladder, annoyingly. I kind of want to place a ladder there, but I shan't. Instead, I need to get down, which means I probably need to fall on a ladder. But yeah, for now, we'll just, like, remove a couple blocks. I don't know how I've ended up underneath this, but it's fine. There we go. Okay. So now I'll just put that back. Yeah, perfect. Put a block there, and then a block here. Also a block there. I've got a lot of blocks over there that need to be placed on, chat. So can we do that too? And then one over there. Can I reach it? Can I reach it, chat? I hope I can reach it. I can't. It's literally made for at-home tooth repair. Man, yeah, everyone here is, like... I do think it is, like... I am living into the stereotype a little bit, but, like... Teeth are just so, like, unimportant beyond the realm of, like, do they function? Yes. Like, I've never really noticed anyone's teeth being wrong. I think you notice when they're, like, horrifically wrong. But I think I have pretty non-notable teeth. And I kind of like it that way. But maybe that's, like, a cultural thing. So, chat, this is the most bizarre-looking thing anyone has ever built. And I don't know that I mean that as a compliment to myself. We're going to check that it still works while it's enclosed. There's no reason it shouldn't, but if it doesn't, working out now rather than later will be a godsend. See, I can't see inside as easily now. But again, once we built this roof, It will work all day, every day. That's a creeper, which is good, I would say. So 1 creeper in 10 seconds. But then there's a zombie too. Perfect. I should put, like, down some more fences. Eat some of these first, though. Okay, so just to make sure that we've got this right, I'm going to place... Oh, there's a skeleton. Oh, bones! Perfect. We'll place a fence, like, there and there. And maybe, like, all the way over here, too. Oh, something. Chat, I have the... Okay, very dead now, chat. Very dead now. Very dead. What did I get from the witch, though? I got just redstone. That's fine. I'll make more redstone blocks. They clearly have some light level in them, right? Or is that just the nearby blocks? I think some redstone blocks my house would, like, really help with the aesthetic. Or maybe some shelves, honestly. But yeah, it works fine. I'm fine. Look at my redstone pile, chat. I can do some really cool redstone things soon. For now, though, I have to invest some bones into getting more potatoes. Or I just have to jump off the edge. I'll do that. I'll use my edge chest. And I'll just jump off. I'll lose these levels, hopefully for the last time. Did you mob-proof the roof? Not yet. I haven't built the roof in its entirety. I need a lot more. Okay. GG. Goodbye. Oh, it's such a short fall. It's like just immediate. You expect it to be so long, but it just is not. Make redstone block eyes for the house. You know, honestly, I've heard worse ideas in my life. So we'll make it like above these, right? So like here. And then we go find the observer, which is over here. And do the same. I think these must be slightly off-center, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Okay, chat. I now have a house with eyes. And the emerald's can make a face, like a little mouth. If we do this right. Yeah. It's both a way. Man, this is... If you lived in a society where you could trust strangers, you could store your money on the side of your house like this. Look, it kind of looks like a face. Like a sad face. I'm realizing because of the... Whatever, it's fine. The mob grinder needs eyes too. Yeah, the mob grinder needs some branding work, for sure. I think once I get some blocks from it, we can make it look much better. Right now, it is absolutely horrifyingly... It looks like I have just placed blocks at random there. Could you place redstone dust on the floor to spawn-proof it? It sounds like a good idea, but it doesn't actually work. And that I see where you're coming from when you think that it should polymush. I'm angry that it doesn't now that you say it. Yeah, you got me really thinking now. Okay, I'm gonna quickly check on my Discord. I'm gonna see how today's video is coming along. I don't see a little it is done with checks. So just quickly just give a little check on that. Frog house. It is a frog house is a good way to describe this. Okay, need to make those item frames glow. Oh yeah, glow squid ink's got to be really, really rare on this, right? There's no easy way for me to get that. Yeah, redstone dust might though. Maybe it's worth trying. Maybe it's one of those ideas, you know. It's like might work in the right circumstances. Also, the next few blocks I'm going to place are going to be over here. But you can see this house has really come together. So, cat, poison is broken. It's supposed to leave you at half a heart, not a full heart. Ah, fun. Use the piston to push blocks down so you get under your platform and recover the stones safely. And hello, Toy Cat. Made the stream. Barry Pro, good to see you. Gotta pop off. Have a fun one, strip blocks. Thank you very much, Cat Beanie, for showing up. Appreciate it. Okay, so sword, axe, pickaxe, hoe. And then axe, sword, And we'll just spam the inventory with the rest of this. And then we'll put these things back. And then we'll put this away and that away, and we'll keep the arrows, honestly. Yeah, we've sorted this. Now we're just gonna get our extra bone meal to make us some extra. I need every single one of these that I can get. Oh wow! You ever get it on the first bone meal? Feels good. Is Toy Cat paying for my dress, etc.? Is that for the marriage, Rebecca White? You're at the right level for glow squid. Just need water. You think I'm gonna get glow squid? I was sure that it would have to be like a cave biome or something. I'd be happy to be wrong. I love being wrong when it's in a way that benefits me. Yeah, there we go. Let's give this a destruction. Yeah, I definitely should. You know, I'll make myself a big cave, specifically so I can fill it with some glow squiddies. And that sounds like a good way to live my life. Okay. Chat, I'm hoping to get at least one more acacia grown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, thank God. So this will allow me to finish some of the darkening, but not all of the darkening, crucially. Just Y level for glow squid. They even spawn in mushroom islands. Oh, that is contrary to my expectations. Piglin Jesus, by the way, lovely username. Very contrary to my expectations. Okay, so I am still waiting for a wandering trader. That's really what I need. Chat, I've got 4 emeralds now. When a wandering trader comes in to give me more dirt, wonderful. Comes in to give me water, wonderful. So much of my game can be unlocked by the wandering trader. But no matter what he gives me, I will still have to do this big grind to get my hands on, you know, no matter what. It's just inevitable. There will be a big grind. Oh, I did that so poorly. There'll be a big grind to get my hands on the gold that I need to make a golden apple. That I need to get a villager. Damn, AI overview doesn't says mobs don't spawn on redstone dust in Java, but does on Bedrock. Just rude. Ah, interesting. So, one of the things I have to say though is like, do not trust AI for Minecraft facts. It's kind of annoying. Like, okay, I don't know if like a lot of people want to hate AI, right? And so like they don't even think about it. They're just like, yeah, it's bad. I trust that. But like, I feel like Minecraft is a game that has very specific rules that have been found and tested. So it should be really easy if you ask it a question like, will mobs spawn on this? But for whatever reason, it's just so bad at questions like that. It can present knowledge from the internet, but it can't even really filter like right from wrong. It can just say, people say this, so I'm going to say this. Which is kind of how humans work a lot of the time. You know, scarily, you might say. It's how humans work a lot of the time, to be fair. But it's also just like, but that's not what I want you to do, AI. It's, do not trust AI, period. I don't agree with that. I'm quite a techno-optimist. I think that there are lots of good uses for AI. In the same way people said, like, oh yeah, you can't trust everything you read on Google or on Wikipedia. And it's like, well, I mean, like, that's still true, but that doesn't mean what you think it means, Mr. Boomer. So we're gonna fill in some of these gaps now. And then place slabs on other ones. Oh, that was a slab. Whoopsie. Okay, so this staircase doesn't go all the way. But we can make sure that it does. Okay, so stair. And then we're obviously going to need another stair here, but that doesn't actually work. So instead we're going to have to like place the stair over there. Yeah, I don't know what my plan is here, chat. Okay, place the slab there. But actually that type of slab. And then there we go. This works for now. And now that we've placed all of the side blocks, I have to go around and like check on them. But now we can just place this top and this roof, and then everything's going to be good. I use AI for development work. It's been a godsend. Yeah, it's got real good specific niche cases where it's perfect. I even think there are some questions that can be really complex to the individual, but really rudimentary to someone who gets it. And oh, Wandering Trader, chat, let's go. Oh no. Okay, a little bit too eager. Don't jump off. Don't do it. Don't. Okay, what's he got? He wants to buy a bucket. I can't give him that, chat. I want to give it to him. Can't. No, sir. No. What have you got? Please stop with me. Stop with whatever you're doing right now. Just. Okay, there we go. We're good. Okay, so I have to kill them all just to stop them getting him. I don't want this. Oh, no, stop it. Okay, we're gonna nudge him this way a bunch. Just nowhere near the edges where you should be. Okay, so glowstone for 2, not worth buying. White tulips for 1, not worth buying. Wildflowers for 1. This is such a terrible set of trades. Jungle log is kind of fun, but still not worth buying. An iron pickaxe is kind of fun with fortune. That would be better for crops, but I don't have 16 emeralds. Chat, we got a miserable wandering trader today. I do have to say. But yeah, hopefully. Well, let's kill him then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then we'll get him in the morning. Oh, there we go. Okay. So 15. Now if I get like 1 good critical, we should be at 16. So now as soon as he's done with being around me, he'll drink a milk bucket and I'll kill him. It might be too dark for him to want to do that. Yeah, he doesn't want to. It's too dark. I'll wait till morning. Chat, he will fall off the edge if I wait too long. So, as we approach the eve of day 60... Okay, what do we got? No! Okay, he's alive. Okay. Oh, it looked bad. But it's not. So we hit him. And then you're going to milk bucket in a second. Go! We did not get it, chat. It has been a while since I've gotten one, to be fair. But yeah, we did not get the results we were hoping for on the Wandering Trader, but there's always next time. And always next time also describes this stream. Chat, it's been a wild one. I feel like I'm basically going to make a sun over here. I feel like I could actually like build it out that way if I get enough blocks. Yeah, it's kind of fun looking. Especially if I make the top go in a little bit, I could say that I was trying to build the sun and people might believe me. But yeah, if you ever have a dud for a Wandering Trader, just know that the Wandering Plumber or the Wandering Internet Installation fella might just come round in the future. For now, though, I hope you have all enjoyed. This journey's been a wild one. I do love how silly these can be. And if you do too, then thank you, because I'll see you in the next one. Have a good night. Goodbye. Oh, look at my sword. Looks like I'm doing one of those defense things. Yep, have a good one. See ya. Should have a video up later, by the way. And indeed, hopefully should be streaming this weekend also. Yeah, I got you here. Look at that. Surprise outro. Have a good one. Am I getting realm invites again yet? Oh, I've got 2 now. So Bluesers can invite me, but they are my friend. Interesting. I should see if these actually work.